One of the most important breakthroughs in physics happened when a scientist discovered something that would change the course of his life. Nikola Tesla stumbled upon something entirely by accident: radiation. A few years later, Wilhelm Rontgen published the first paper on X-rays. The excitement surrounding radium became well known. The atomic age was dawning, and it seemed like an unbridled era for scientific innovation would be upon us. However, beneath the surface of this optimism lurked a dark secret: nuclear power was mortally dangerous. It is still difficult today. Many scientists working with radiation are exposed to large quantities of hazardous material without realizing the health risks involved. In the early days of radiation technology, the pioneers suffered prolonged health issues, such as Nikola Tesla, Louis Alexander Slotin, and Pierre Curie, who died from radiation exposure. Radiother, invented by William Bailey, was a medicine marketed in the 1920s to 1930s as a radium-containing medical elixir with health benefits. It contained small amounts of radioactive material, which caused some users to become ill with radium poisoning and die. From the late 1930s to the end of World War II, the public was aware of the dangers of radiation and its potential to kill. Although many hoped that an atomic bomb would never be created due to its lethal nature, advocates viewed it as a crucial tool to end a war with few casualties. Despite the talent of its scientists, both the US and Russia suffered tragic losses in their quest for a nuclear weapon. In 1945, due to a dangerous experiment with radioactive material, Louis Slotin died of radiation poisoning, the only American casualty of the atomic bomb campaign. 2 years later, in New Mexico, Harry Daghlian was killed after accidentally dropping a tungsten carbide brick onto plutonium-gallium alloy bomb core. After successfully developing the atomic bomb, the United States dropped the first nuclear bomb on Hiroshima, Japan. Scientists didn't realize the extent of destruction and damage it would leave in its wake. Many died as the war ended, but the few who survived later died of radiation poisoning and cancer decades later. The devastation caused by nuclear bombs is very real. Today's atomic bombs are carefully protected, so we don't have to fear that they'll fall into the wrong hands. But what if a nuclear bomb did somehow get stolen? What would happen? Could you survive one of these atomic weapons? Well, there have many documented cases of accidents involving nuclear bombs. For example, in 1966, a U.S. Air Force B-52 bomber carrying 4 hydrogen bombs crashed into the Greenland ice sheet, and 3 hydrogen bombs fell out of the wreckage. In 1968, a B-52 crashed on takeoff at Thule Air Base in Greenland, spreading nuclear weapons debris over nearby islands and across the tundra. Accidents, transportation, and decontamination are all challenging tasks to complete. But with cutting-edge technology and experience in the field, companies have found new ways to make cleaning up radioactive material more accessible and more efficient than ever before. Scientists are constantly working on new designs to enable safer use of nuclear weapons. When scientists and engineers began to work on nuclear weapons, they guaranteed their designs and methods were reliable and sufficient to ensure safe usage. However, this opinion was a wrong one. Such technical negligence led to the radioactive dust from the Chernobyl disaster in 1986 spread across parts of Ukraine, Russia, Belarus, and Europe, resulting in long-term and potentially fatal health complications for locals. This event occurred during equipment testing among technicians who did not include nuclear experts. Politics and isolation played a role in the disaster at Chernobyl. Anatoly Dyatlov, the director of the power station, made some poor decisions that worsened the outcome of the meltdown. He instructed personnel to override official emergency procedures, which caused more errors. Another cause of the Chernobyl disaster was that the nuclear power plant was built in the 1970s with outdated technology. Its obsolete design resulted from the plant being made by the Soviet Union for propaganda purposes to